Hi there, my name is Anant. This recording is before what I'm actually going to record for an app that I'm trying to build. I'm just starting out. The app's name is Lifetime, and I have a basic idea where a user can log their life's event and show it to public or keep it private, whatever. It's like a ledger for your life. So as of now in this video, I'm just trying to ideate on the features, on the tech stack, on how the database will look like. So this will be just a random. I'll go to random AI websites and other sites to note down what I'm thinking. So let's get started. Yeah. So we'll start by writing our basic idea, what we're thinking of. Lifetime. This is our app's name. This seems good enough for now. And let's write a features list. This will definitely consist our title and description, uh, visibility, where user can keep their event public, friends, and private. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about the friends part. Let's see. The impact, let's say from 1 to 5. The idea behind this is, suppose if the event creates an impact of 5, on the UI will show it with large and big cards, and if the impact is quite low, like 1, will show small dot only, something like that. And I was thinking of tags, where user can give multiple tags to an event, so they can filter them out. And of course, user login, because they have to create an account to note down their details. So one thing I wanted to do is to make image like this for this idea. This image was from Nights and Weekends season 5 program run by Build Space. I mean, they taught so many useful things, but one thing that I've learned is to market your idea from the start. So I just want to create an image like this. This is my idea from like June 22, 2024. So finally, after doing multiple iterations of image and title and description of what it is and what it does, I finally come up with this image. It took quite a lot of time, but we'll go with a live event tracking platform, which capture you can capture achievements, failures, and moment that matters. As simple as that. I'll also post this on Twitter and maybe LinkedIn. Let's see. Now we'll go ahead with the database design and schema design. So yeah, let's just start with database schema design. What features we want: title, description, visibility, impact, tags, and user login. So I was thinking of course, user table will be different and event table will be different. So title and description, visibility, and impact are all part of the same one event. So this will be put into a single table. User login, I mean, in the information of user will be put into another table, and then tags will have a different table, because we'll have to create a many-to-many relationship, because one event can have many tags and one tag can have many events. So let's just start. Let's start by creating a user table here. Users ID and user ID. So I'm creating this two different type of IDs, because this upper ID is primary key of this table, and this will be used to make internal database calls, and this the second user ID is what will able to use in API and stuff. UUID. Of course, let's just make it fancy and give a username 20 or 30. Yeah, sure. Although I've read somewhere that this doesn't matter anymore with the latest SQL mechanisms. The user may not want to show their username as their display name, so let's just give them another column of display name. This can be optional display name, and of course there will be their email, sure, and then there will be hashed password. Of course, we shouldn't store password directly because of users privacy concern, so we'll store hashed password. Oh, my bad. Account visibility can be of type public private, and if in future if we bring a functionality to show the profile to a particular set of users, let's just say close people, then we'll have to introduce a new column. So just let's that cater that problem right now. We can use int here instead of bool, and of course created time can be time stamps, and updated time can be also of type timestamps. Okay, now we can go ahead with the second table, which will be of events table, where one user can create multiple events. So this will be both tables will have one to many relationship. Let's just start with the second table, events. This will of course have primary key ID, begin, user ID as foreign key to create that relationship, UID, or we can to call internally we'll just use but that will be confusing. Let me just change the name. This will get confusing. I'll change the name afterwards, but what I mean here is to send this ID here as a foreign key. Okay, and this will have title as varchar. We will also have description, can be of nullable text type. Of course, event visibility will be there. That was one of our functionality. We also have importance score from 1 to 5, 1 to 10, whatever. Event date, when the actual event happened. I was also thinking of creating one more type, one more column of event type. For now, let's just store int here, but we'll store data here, like if the event was achievement or a failure or just a special moment, or 3 to 4 events like that. And created time and updated time. Okay, here the primary key will be user ID, and primary key will be ID, and foreign key will be user ID. Okay, now let's create the tags table, where the user will store all their tags. Of course, ID and tag name. Tag name will be unique, of course. And to create a many-to-many relationship, we will have to create another table to maintain this relationship actually. So let's just say it has event tags table, where we'll have event ID and tag ID. Okay. Oh, so this will create a many to many relationship because one event can have, of course, many tags, and one tag can be acquired by many events. So I think this will be it for like the basic database schema design for this app. I'll import this and some other software to make it look good. And just let's go over this once again after some time. Hi, so I'm back with I've imported the schema to this app, Draw SQL, where most of the things are same, but we have to make a decision here. In the users table, do we want to keep both the columns of ID and user ID? Because it is certainly creating a confusion as I was making the schema, I got confused. So let's just see what happens if we keep both the columns. We'll use ID for internal reference and user ID for public exposure. This is done to prevent any malicious attempt to hack our server and get users data. So that's why we're using UID here, and ID with begin to get faster joins and faster internal calls overall. But of course this will create a confusion here. So other ways are if we delete the ID column and keep only user ID. So we'll have to use UUID for internal database operations, which will be a little more heavier than using Bigint, but I'm not sure about the exact exact numbers. And what if we delete user ID column and use just ID? So of course the internal calls will be faster. For how much, from how much, I don't know. But there's a little risk of exposing our ID because it will be easier to guess. Suppose if a user have a user ID of 15, then it will be easier to guess the next user ID. Although we'll have RLS and JWT tokens and stuff, so it will not be easy to crack into our server, but still the user ID will be exposed. So there's security risk. But if we keep both, there will be extra DB call if the API gets user ID, and they'll have to look up what ID it belongs to. So there will be extra DB call here if we keep both. If we keep ID only, then there can be a security risk, and if we keep user ID, then the server may take more time to complete requests. But comparing all of this, I think keeping only user ID with UUID is a better options than other, because I cannot take security risk and make extra DB calls, right? So what I'll do is I'll remove the ID, and I'll keep user ID as primary key and share its reference here. Okay, fine now. Our database here is done. Database schema, I mean. We'll create database in the next video, and we'll try to code some either some front end or back end at least for our lifetime app. So okay then, bye. I'll see you next time.